here. Okay. Anyone is coming? Were we here last week? I think we're here, right? Last week. Before last week. Okay, this week. So, okay, then probably just let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. So yeah, next week not next week, like after next week I'm not here, so probably this lecture will be the last lecture. See you guys. All right, so we need to talk about all the chapters. We need to finish all the chapters before I finish today. So it will be most of the time you guys doing practice, because I think the last three chapters practice will be a little bit difficult for you guys. So you can try to do this practice today and then finish others when you go home. Okay, when you go home. So the chapters will be chapter 7, chapter 8, and chapter 9. Okay, 7, 8, and 9. 7 is talking about the profiles. 8 talking about corridors, and 9 talking about gradient, which is the field. It's a field. I think so. Yes, I'm calling the session. Yes, I'm calling the session. Yep. Okay. So we know that, right? We know that the profiles. If chapter 6, what we learn is the alignment, isn't it? We're learning the alignments in chapter 6, right? Chapter 6. So we can see that we have the alignments here, right? We have the alignments here. This is those alignments, and I assume that you may probably finish that. But if you cannot, if you haven't finished it, that's fine. All right. If you haven't finished it, that's fine. Okay. All right. And that is the. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Are you Peter? Yes. Yeah. Remember. Okay. So chapter 6, what we did is the alignments, right? So after we have the alignments, how we can create? See, this is alignment, is it? Yeah. So we have alignments here, right? After we have alignments, we just have alignments. We don't have anything, right? So after we have alignments, you may probably need to, because the alignments has the, if you just create alignment, so what happened is if the alignment will actually follow the surface. So follow surface. So that means the alignment is gonna be that much which you cannot drive. Okay, you cannot drive. So basically, after you create alignment, you need to create a profile to flatten the alignment. Okay, to flatten the alignment, to make the alignment flatten a bit. So that means, did I say one? Yeah, that's the one. I'm alive. Just I may probably need to see if okay, all right. So we can see that. So we can see that actually the alignment here is following the profile itself, right? So this is for the profile, the surface profile. So what we need to do next is to create a profile to flatten a little bit of the alignments. So we can create a profile to flatten a bit, like the alignment profile. Okay, alignment profile to flatten a bit. We can say like alignment actually profile one. Okay. Okay, and then now we can draw some profiles. Where's my drawing tools here? Okay, you can draw some profiles to say, okay, so I may probably want the road to be like 2 degrees gray, then 2 degrees gray, and probably like 2 degrees a little bit, and go up like this. Okay, I think it's a little bit hard here. Cannot drive it. Trying to shrink it back. It's nothing. That's why. So probably go like this. So basically, the blue lines is one like alignment for you. So like alignment for you, and then this alignment is for you to create a road, a corridor, right? And also you can create multiple alignments and then just compare of different corridors. All right, compare different alignments, see which one is more was more economic, right, or like more comfortable or more suitable for you to create a corridor, right? So just create one alignment first for you to know, and after that, what you need to do is after you have this vertical profile, what happens is you need to have a horizontal profile, which is the section view of the road, right? And then you can see, okay, what's the components on the road. So you can create a corridor like a swept, so swept from the alignment to the road, right? So that means this is called assembly in so 3D. So it's called assembly. So basically, assembly is a horizontal horizontal profile for you, right? If after you create assembly, because assembly it's actually, right? Assembly, like why I call it assembly, because it has the it has a center line, right? It has probably has a curb. It has a the road pavements, right? And they have everything inside. So that means you can build your own assembly. Okay, you can create one and then just put it anywhere in the empty space like this. Okay, so I draw one here. So you can put it here. Just click that. It will zoom it into that center line for you of that assembly. Okay. So that means you already have this assembly. Now you're gonna build your own profile, own horizontal profile. All right. So how you build that? How you build that is you can build up using the assembly. You already have the assembly here, right? But you don't have any drawing tools for you to draw. You cannot use the lines to draw it. Okay. You cannot use the lines to draw because the line is just a line. They don't have any feature. They don't have a feature. So you need to go to the two step, which is here. Two palettes. Okay, if you create two palettes, these are the two palettes for you to create the assembly elements. So you may have some basic, you may have some lanes, you may have some other shoulder like curves and some generic lines, right? So for example, like if I want to have just a normal road, okay, just a normal road, like a normal pavement. So you can go to this one, for example. After you click that, the property window will pop up automatically. If it's not pop up, you need to go to the property tab. So if it's not pop up like this, okay. So after you create that, you can create that, of course, but you don't have any parameters set up, which is not good, right? Probably you may need to create it on the left, but not on the right. So after you click that, it will pop up. It should pop up. This property is different from AutoCAD. The zero property is they have quite a bit of parameters inside. You can choose the left side or right side to build a pavement, and then you can choose the width to build a pavement. That's great, right? And then pavement depth, and pavement to depth, right? And then basic depth. So basically, they have all these parameters for you to set up before you create a pavement, okay? Before you create a pave. So that means I can highlight 4.5 meters and go to the right side. Okay, now I'm going to upgrade -2, just leave it as it is. And then click the center line. Click the center line, but don't click anything, okay? Click the center line here. It'll create one page for you, right? With the preset grades and subgrades. Okay, and then the next one, you may probably create some curves, as a gutter to actually with the drainage, right? And then they will pump up another, not another, like they will refresh the new properties for you as well. And then in the properties, they will have a little bit different of the settings, and they have all these dimensions, all right? All these dimensions. Okay, so actually cannot tell what kind of dimension this is. Okay, you can try different, but I know this dimension B is the width of the gutter. All right, the width of the gutter. So you can change if it's 400. If you just click, you may get confused where to click. You can click here, but it's not happening, right? So basically, what I click is the top circle here. If you zoom it in, I have a top circle. If I click the top circle, it will come up with the gutter for you. All right, and it will be connected. You can click the next, like the circle here, and the circle here it doesn't matter. As long as you click the circle inside, it will connect. You will actually have the connected the cutter for you. If you change that now, it won't change it for you because you already created. Okay, so you need to hit escape. If you want to change it now, what you're going to do is select the cutter itself. Type PR means the property tab, right? Type PR, so they will have all this come back, like all this coming back for you. So now you can change it to 250, for example, it's changing for you. All right, so just leave it at 400. Yeah, not too sure what ABCC as well. You can try. You can try different. You can see you can shift it, like you can change the dimensions. There's lots of dimensions I cannot remember anyway. So you can change it both and then see what that is. What it is, then you'll find that it's quite interesting. See 500, you actually shrink it here because this length increased. All right. So what was that before? 55? Yeah, kind of. Okay. All right. So that's the gutter, right? That's the gutter, and then you may probably create some generic lines to to represent other stuff after the row, right? So you can generate some stuff, like generate some lines, and right as well. And then if you click left, what happens is it will generate from here to the left, which is not the one we're looking for. So if you generate the right side, you always choose right side, but not left and right and left and right. Okay, and then you can just let it the circle as well. Select circle as well, and come up to just the generic lines to represent everything. Okay, just after the road. Okay, just next to the road. So now you're gonna create the left-hand side. You can do the same. You can do the same again, like click that one, and then but the right-hand side choose the left, and then change the width, and then change the parameter you need, and create left-hand side. And also, you remember that in AutoCAD we can mirror, right? We can mirror. So click that and click mirror. What happens is it won't let you select anything. Like it won't let you select anything. It will mirror the whole assembly, which is not the one we want. Okay, which is not the one we want. So what we need to mirror is they have a sub commands. It's called mirror subassembly. This is for Civil 3D. Okay, or if you select all of them, they have the mirror here. Mirror here. Okay, so click the mirror, and then they will ask you to select the line to mirror. Of course, we select the center line to mirror, right? Click the center line and mirror to the other side. Okay, then that will be the horizontal profile for you. All right, profile for you. You can create lots of horizontal profile because when you're creating a road, when you're turning, you may have another profile like super elevation on the right hand side, turning left, right, turning right, super elevation on the left hand side, right, turning left, super elevation super elevation in the right hand side, right, something like that. So you need to create multiple alignment, multiple horizontal profiles and apply into different sessions. Apply in different sessions. So just apply all the sessions, like all just these sessions. So apply to the whole alignment and see how it goes, right? So after we have alignment, after we have this vertical profile to flatten a little bit of the alignment, after we have the assembly, so everything should be ready, and then now we can go into the corridor. To create a corridor, all right? Create the corridor. So now the corridor is pumped up. What happens if you don't have this two? I delete that, okay? And try to create a corridor. What they tell you, they still can create that because you don't need to have assembly. But what happens if you have this? You still have this. How was that? Let me just bring this back. But what happens? You haven't created any vertical profile. You only have the surface profile. And if you click the corridor, what happens? All because you have the surface profile. Not deleting like in the deleting just deleting this, but I have to deleting this surface profile and profile view. Yes, deleting. So profile view, I can delete that. Okay, and delete that. Okay. Yeah, still okay. So what when you don't have any profile views and click the corridor, what they tell you, there are no profiles or feature lines in the drawing. The corridor cannot be created. So that means a profile view is necessary in the corridor. So that means you need to go back to the alignment again and create a profile view, which is here. All right, create profile view and come up to here, and then what profile view it is? You need to create surface profile first. Surface profile, you don't have any surface profile, they cannot create any vertical profile for you. Okay, surface profile, and click OK. And surface profile should be created, and they'll tell you in this window. See, surface profile has been created. Okay, and then now you can draw the profile view. Of course, you can draw the profile view, which is here. Draw the profile view. Okay, so after you draw the profile view here. So they still have the profile for you, right? In this case, we still can draw the corridor. We still can make the corridor. Is that because we can use the profile as it is here. But what happens is your car gonna run like this and then go up like this, kind of like you playing the that things in the how to say that, like yeah, yeah, kind of. Okay, and then now you can select the assembly to choose which assembly you want to create the lines, right? So I create assembly 2, okay, and click OK. Now it pop up as this one, and then you can click apply. You see the exclamation mark? What that means? That means it's out of date. So that means here you don't have any roads, you don't have the corridors, right? So you're gonna click OK, and then they ask you to rebuild. Yes, rebuild it, and then the corridor should come out. But the corridor is based on this surface. So that means the corridor gonna be like I can let the corridor go to the object viewer. And you can see how like you can see like this is how not that flat to drive, right? Not that flat to drive. And you can always see like this if you like to be visualized really good. So if you select the corridor here, you can drive. That means you're actually sitting. So after you click drive, go to select the corridor. Okay. And then select the corridor here, choose which feature line you want to drive. You just select anything. So it comes like this. Okay, it comes like this. And then you can choose the speed you want to drive and everything, and just click play. Then you're now driving into a really slope roads, right? Slope roads, and then you can see that you can see some problems after you drive there because you can see in the first time it's really steep. That means you cannot see some car coming from the left-hand side. What happened? The car is driving like less than that Vinny had before. Whereas you cannot see the car coming and then the car drive and then like the car turn and then you hit it inside. Yes, inside, but this is kind of outside. So you can always see like this. You see the first curve here, right? It's really steep. So that means this surface is based on the surface here. Probably drive from this side. Okay, from this side. So basically, you need to actually not create a corridor, so you can delete the corridor if you want. Delete the corridor, and then draw a vertical profile, like vertical profile view. Like not here, you already have that. 1 by 1,000. The one? The one you're looking for? Yeah, 1 by 1,000. You can change that. You can change it later on if you want. Okay. Yeah. All right. Um. All right. Hello, Melvin. Yes. Sorry. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So in this case, you can see that like I need to draw a profile view, so which is here. Profile coordinates. Select the profile view, and then draw a little bit flat. For example, like click that, and then I can click the draw in the curves, and then go into it, and just probably a little bit um, flatten, little bit flatten. So flatten will actually like reflect, of course, reflect your material, right? Reflect your material. You're gonna feel the whole part, and cut the whole part and just probably fit into here. So make it, so the basic, the most economy probably just like the cut and fill will be the same and just like put this into here to fill that roughly. All right. So after create that, they will have this labeling for you. All right. If it's like that, you can add the label and add the label if you want. Add the label if you want, and you can always like string it like this. Click that and then change it like this. Okay. If you feel it's not good, and also you can create another one as well. If you can create another one as well, still the same profile. You can create another one, like draw another one with just turn off this one. Like draw probably a little bit deep and like this. Okay, like this. And see how it goes, right? How it goes. So you have two of them. So in the profile here, see we have the existing side, which is the red one, and the layout 2 and layout 3, which is this two. Okay. If you don't know which one it is, the one you can try to go to the properties and change different, and it comes to different color for you. So you can know. Okay, so probably the dash line red is the profile 2, and then the blue one is the profile 3. So you know what that is, right? And then in this case, you can close that and go to the corridor again, create a corridor. Okay. So in this case, profile, you can choose which one you want. Okay. And then, of course, for this roads, yeah, and assembly, you can choose which one assembly you want, and click OK, and click OK, and rebuild that. Okay. Then it comes to another profile, another corridor for you. You can drive and see what's going on. Yep. So see that the road before was like really high, but now it's getting flattened, right? Because I make it flat and looks like good now, right? But we need to set up lots of what's that, the criteria. But you can drive it. I can drive over speed. No, what's that? No cops here. So don't worry about that. So you can drive over speed and you can see what's happening, right? So think about it. If you have a lemon really long, you can try to see the drive it and see how it goes. All right. So that's the character, really interesting, and you may understand what's required in the corridor. Profile view, assembly, not required. Profile view, and alignment. Profile view and alignment. Okay, that will be the requirement for the corridor. Okay, for the corridor. All right. Okay, so if you say you cannot create a corridor, just see if you have these two in your drawing. Okay, in your drawing. All right. And actually, after this one, you can try to create a drawing for that profile view. So basically, how you create a drawing is you just like put your title block here and just put it inside, right? Put it inside. But they have another way, but it's a little bit weird. So if you click that, you don't have anything here. But if you go to the upper tab here, you can create a sheet and create create the frames, right? This is drawing frames. So after you create drawing frames, you can create the drawing. Okay, create a drawing. Okay, so you can create a new frames, for example. Just create a new frame here, just for which road, okay, for which sheet, and then what kind of content you want to put in. You can put the profile here only, which is that profile. You can put the plan and profile. They will have two of them. You can the plans only. They will have one of them, and plan and profile. They have two views on them like this. So you can put it like this. All right, put the profile only, and then click next. Whatever you put it here should be okay, right? You can change the styles, and then just click next, and click create the views. After it creates views, nothing will happen because you just create a frame. Just create a frame. You're gonna create the sheets. If you create the sheets, they will have a frame group for you. This is a frame group that you created just now. The frames. Okay, so that's a frame group. And sheet sets like depends on what name you want. And then a profile. Yep, that's it. And then database. What else you want to create it? Just create the sheets. Must be saved. Yes, I want to save that. I haven't saved yet. All right. What about that? Yeah, replace that. Okay. And it will be created the profile view origin, some kind of here. And they will actually create the sheets for you automatically. When I set up the title blocks, everything. A little bit slow, but yeah, you can try. You can do that. You see here, so information, that means one layout created in this path in the temp. So that means I need to go to this path to find it out. You can choose which path actually. Yep, that one. If I open that, you will have only one drawings, and to fix of the sheets like this, and then you have your profile inside. and there's nothing, like there's nothing here. It's a new file. Alright, it's a new file. So you have this one. Of course, you can set up your title block, everything, and then they'll create this one. Okay, they created the sheets for you in 3D. Okay. So after you set up, if you set up properly, and then you don't need to actually worry about those, and just create the frames, and create multiple sheets. So this is the frames that you created. Alright, that you created. So actually, they have the frames here, and then just you can start the frame. You can start the frame and then create sheets on that. Okay, so that's the drawing frame for you to use. I'm gonna delete that. Yes, I'm gonna delete that. Okay. So that's the corridor. That's the corridor. In the chapter here, in the chapter, where's my chapter? Here. Okay. In the chapter, it's profile and corridor. Actually, I taught all of them in half an hour. Of course, they have lots of things to talk. I probably see they probably have some of this. For example, like change the words here, change the titles here. Like change the labels, what to label. Okay, so you don't know what label is inside here. So you can go to properties and then select the profile view properties. Okay, profile view properties here. Okay, in the profiles here, you can see the profile of this view, but the bands here. The bands here is talking to you about what's here, what's talking about here. So you can add another, like for example, the super elevation add, and then click apply. They will have a super elevation here, but probably they don't have any super elevation here, so you don't have that. But you can say like vertical geometry, and then add, and then apply. They may have vertical geometry for you. And this, which is really close. Okay, and then you can add something else. For example, like you can change something else. You see the profile 1 and profile 2 in the first, like in the first row here. The first row is talking about the profile data. Okay, in the profile 1, profile 2, it's talking about the left and right number. See the left and right number. Yes. So basically, you see the left and right number is the same. It's the same because they use the same data. Okay, you can see that. It's the same data, which is existing side profile, existing side profile, right? That's the elevation. So you can change this to be like layout 2 and click apply. Then it comes to the elevation of layout 2, right? And then if we change the first one to the layout 3, so it comes to elevation of layout 3, so it's not different now. It's not the same now. Right? It's not the same now. All right, so you can change like this. And also they have lots of settings like profile properties and set the profiles. And then they have these properties for you to set up. You can try to explore that, but something that is too much is too much. You can try to explore that, all right. And also the profile properties, there are too much as well. Like the hedge, you can select which hedge to be like hedge like this, all right. And you can delete that and delete the hedge, okay. And then you may have the profiles, what profiles you want to show, like what profile you don't want to show, all right. Like this, and then elevations, which elevations you want to see. So basically, if automatic, that means they will show all the elevations for you. But if you say like specific, I don't want to show some elevations. You can say like 56 to 60, for example, and then apply that. They'll actually cut a little bit for you. Alright, cut a lot for you, not a little bit. Okay. So this, and then you have the stations information, like which style you want to use, the full grid or something, right? And then click OK, and then there's a full grid with all the labels here. So how you can choose the labels depends on your styles. So that means gonna be the styles here, right? Gonna be the styles here. So that means you can choose the grid, like how much grid you want to extend and how much axes you want to extend. And then you want to show all the vertical grids, or you want to show only to the vertical grids inside here. If I click apply, what happens is they only show the vertical grid of the surface. If I click to the highest, that means they'll click the vertical grid here. That makes you really clear what the surface is, where the surface. And click the horizontal grid as well. So nothing on the top. That means there's no grids, and then it show up like this, which is really quite was easy for you to see. Okay, so what's the surface look like? What the surface look like, right? And then the title and annotation. That's all the annotation, like talking about how to change the word, change the fonts, change the location of the titles here. Okay, you can try to change that. It's something general. Okay, something general. And horizontal axis as well. So some talking about if the major and minor axis, what's the gap? what's the interval, what's the gap you want to use, right? What's the gap you want to use, and then vertical as well. So they are all general. They are all general things, and you can see that these are the labels. Okay, these are what you're talking about. So left and right, and then the display here is a bit general as well because you want to display. So sometimes I probably don't want the horizontal grids. Horizontal is like the major and what's that? Major and minor. Okay, left, right. Grid horizontal, major and minor. If I don't want the minor only, then it will look a little bit simpler for you to see. Alright, because you took the minor, then lots of grids for you, right? You can just unhide the minus, and it comes like this, okay? Which may be probably easier for you to see, right? Easier for you to see. And the words here, of course, is overlapping. You can try to grab the word somewhere if you want and extend this graph a little bit up, then choose that change to not overlapping, right? Not overlapping. So that's how you can change a little bit of the profile view. Okay, of the profile view. What else? I mean, not probably just talk all of them because all right. I think we not putting the right thing here. Because they're talking about really detailed. This is really detailed, and you can try to have a look at that because I think I think we didn't put I think we didn't put the lecture notes, but the whole lot. We put a whole lot of time. So that means you can really have a look at it because they have the words to explain everything as well, which is good, and it's related to your questions as well. Questions. If you just go and have a look at that, that'd be great. Okay, and also the corridors as well. So as I said, corridors basically will be the assembly drawing. So in assembly, they will have like different assemblies for you, and then as an assembly drawing the collections, and then how you can draw the assemblies in the two parts, right? And then so the two parts here. No, but I think I put it here. What I put it here is just like really detailed. Oh yeah, that's all right. I can tell them to choose this. Well, this is really detailed, so you can have a look at that. This one is related to the questions as well. See, they can, yeah, you can do like undivided, like the chrome, what's that? Uh, Section views, right? The chrome rows, and then to be a flatten rows, and then you can use undivided and divided, right? Divided, that means they have the medium stripe, right? And then you can create corridor, and after create corridor, you can try to play around and drive the corridor, right? So this, and then this is the corridor, how you can split the corridor, okay? Split the corridor. Why we need to split the corridor? Because sometimes we may have, what's that? We may have a road intersecting roads into somewhere middle in the corridor. So if you have a corridor like this, you're not able to create a intersection for that, right? So that means you need to split the corridor, split region. You see that? If you click the split region, and then they'll ask you to split region from here to here, for example, from here to here, and then now they split into three regions, and then now you can try to delete one region. Um, corridor. They split the corridor, but delete the regions. Yes, delete the regions, select the corridor, and delete the regions, and delete the inner regions, and then it comes to deleting the inside. And then if you have a road here, you can design an intersection here, right? Design intersection here, which is here, which is that intersections. Okay, you can create intersections, and then find the intersecting point. We don't have intersecting point here, so I cannot create that. Okay, we don't have intersecting point here. But after you create intersections, you'll be most likely the setting of you want an offset of the main row, offset of the minor row, right? You want how large of the radius of the intersections, and then they will actually quite real visualize for you because you have that, like they will have the graph inside, and then like what you set it up, they'll highlight that part. So after the part, you see, okay, I'm setting up this one, so you can choose whatever you like, okay, and then just after create that, and then the session should be okay. There are some what's that? There's a target mapping about that, and then This is a corridor frequency. So that means you're gonna extend the corridor into the roads, which is fine. Feature lines. Okay, feature lines. I mean, taught in the grading. Okay, in the grading. So we can corridor concentrate like editing the corridor. Okay, so that's fine. And design the sessions. So that's why I said, see, they have the graph here as well. So after you design everything, and then when you study everything, they will highlight it in the graph. So that means you know which part you're designing. Okay, which part you're designing, and the same as here as well. You can know which part you're designing, and you know more in the practice file. Why you doing the practice file? You know much better than what I'm talking here. Okay, what I'm talking here. Okay, and session interview, session review, and this is session review and modify the corridor sessions, and set up the corridors here. Yep, all this horizontal. This is horizontal sessions to modify that. You need to do it. You need to do it in the practice file because when you do that, see if you have a corridor here, right? And then you can do the session editor here. You can go to session editor, and then you can try to edit the session. See parameter editor, and then they will come up as this window. So in this case, that what you need to do is you can change different settings of the side of slope direction of the right hand side, of the left hand side, right? Of each part. So after you set up each part, then they'll update it into here. So you can override them like the base depth, what or the width. Easier to change the width. Um, left hand side, right hand side, right hand side lane. This one is not the one that you can change, but we can change the grade, the default slope to be -3. Okay, and they should be able to change that here actually, but just too small that you cannot see. Okay, and after they just close that, I'll change it in that session only. Okay, because you can see that in the corridor here, you can choose different sessions. You can choose different sessions to modify. You can modify these sessions, and it comes to difference. And modify these sessions, it comes to difference. But as I said, like I always make one, like use one assemble to run the corridor. So that means every session will be the same. It will be the same horizontal sessions, horizontal profiles, right? But if you have different sessions, like you have the set in the session what's that corridor, and if you have a turning corridor, if you have a return corridor, and then the horizontal sessions will be different for you. It will show different here. Okay, it will show different here. All right. So which is fine. Corridor surface. That means you create a corridor surface. You can try to create a corridor surface here, and then sample light groups. Sample light groups is for you to talk up to make the cut and field. Okay, see the material. Okay, so you can make a sample line here. Sample lines here. So after create a sample line here, so they actually will you can choose the computing material. So I can choose my range, and then what range? The whole range then. Just click yes, and then this is center line, right? This is center line, station doesn't matter. Okay, so this will be the sample line. So if you have the sample line here, you can use the output. Output go to the analysis, computer materials, from the center lines. See the sample line? It's a sample line groups here. So click OK, and then you can compute the materials. And then with these materials, you can choose based on which surface you want to compute the material. Because you have a surface, you have a road, right? You have the road sample line. So that means they actually calculate the differences between the color and fill. See the color and fill here over with the material list here. All right, and then click OK, and then they will compute the materials for you, and then you can go to the volume report to find out the material list here, and then click OK, and then it'll pump up this one for you, okay, which is the material list. Um, Here, yes. Sometimes you just click yes double times, and then come up this one for you. So that's the material list, which is nothing here, okay. Probably I haven't set up properly, but it will be the cut and fill inside. It will cut and fill inside. And if I select that one and then create the material list, and then sorry, yeah, give a new material, coil shape here, and then um, add that inside. material, which is pavement 2, and surface, okay. And it comes to this one, and see if I can have that cut and fill report. Well, if I can have a cut and fill report, still no. But don't worry about that. If you have that, that means that's how you that's how you're making the material computing. When you're doing the oh, because I haven't created a surface of the corridor. So at the moment the corridor is just some lines. So if you create a surface, then you have the thickness, and then with the thickness, like deducting with the surface thickness, then they will have the cut and fill. Okay, they have the cut and fill. All right. So that's why they're talking about the surface area first, which is here, corridor surface. Okay. After create surface, and then they will ask you to create simple lines here to compute the material, to calculate how much material you need. Okay, and then volume calculations like how much cut and fill you need here. All right, how much cut and fill you need here, and then you can choose this material list, and then it will come to a report for you. Okay, so that's corridor. That's a corridor. So corridor is a big part for you to know. Okay, corridor is a big part for you to know. So that's why you can see there are lots of what's that, the practice file I had to 8H something. So corridor is a big part for you. Okay, and if you go to the grading, like the grading is the last chapter for you to know, last chapter. So grading is kind of to make the field, okay, to make the field with the slope field. So basically, with the grading, you need to have a feature line first. All right, feature line first. So the feature line is here. So you can create a feature lines. So basically, if you have some lines drawing here, and I want this to be this is not the P line. So we're going to use the P line and create some feature lines here. For example, close. Okay. So feature line here. So this is not feature. This is just a polyline, right? So you want to make it a feature line. That means the feature line can be used for anything. So for example, I want this to be a court, a field, to play some like a playground, some playgrounds. You can make some feature lines from objects, which is that objects, which is the subjects. Okay, you can name it. And can create a site. So this is site 1, which is the surface. You can create another site, for example, like playground. Okay, and then you can change the name to be playground. And then style, it doesn't matter, and then you can choose style to choose different styles. I can just put it here, and then assign the elevations. That means you can assign the elevations of each lines of the elevations. So if you're not assigning elevations, so the lines will follow the elevations of the surface. So that means there will be no cut and fill on that, of course. And if you assign the elevations, they'll ask you to draw. Okay, so go to this one, yes. So now you already done this, which is the feature line. See here, feature line, because I already select the feature line. I already select the polyline. If you never select the polyline, they'll ask you to select the polyline as a feature line. So when you select the polyline, it comes like this. Okay, it comes like this. This is a feature line, right? So after you have the feature lines, you may probably need to create some gradings. I just create a gradings by surface, and then I think I already created a surface. I think I already created a surface inside. Yep, just grading playground, and automatic choose the surface. Click the volume surface. Yep, it's okay. And select the feature line, which is that line, and then gonna go without the speed the feature. Just too much points here. Too many points here. Green side. Yep. When it comes to distance, grade 50. It's too much. But actually, they making a grading for you. Okay, making a grading for you like this. Just trying to show you roughly what that is. And then after you create a grading, you can just go to the object viewer to see the grading itself. It looks like that. Okay, it looks like that. So basically, create a grading here. Okay. So you probably need to fill the grading. You probably need to fill that. So basically, you want a grading, and then like going up and then this small piece is gonna to be a playground. Okay, so that means after you create grading, and you may probably need to fill the grading. Okay, fill the grading, and then let this area to filled. Okay, and then fill up the grading. So after you fill up the grading, what it look like is trying to find out the pin surface, which is here, and then go to object viewer, and you can see this is the field of grading. A little bit weird, but that's all right. So that's the field of grading. So you will need this to be a playground. It's not flattened yet, but can try. Okay, can try to flatten them because I haven't put any elevations. Okay, elevations. It will just generate elevations automatically, and that's how you create the gradings of the field you want, and then you can try to build a building on the field here. Okay, make a building on the field here. Okay, so that would be basically the grading. Like this, they're making really good grading, like filling fields, but I didn't. Okay. So first of all, for the grading, first of all, you need to create a feature line. Feature line. The feature line can be grading. The feature line can be corridor, can be everything, but it's a feature line. So right. So this feature line we use it at the moment for grading. Okay, for the grading, and then you can try to create some gradings using the grading tools, and then trying to modify some grading tools, and after that what you have here, or what you have eventually will be the grading shown here, and this can be anything you want. Okay, you want. All right. So that's the grading. Grading is not that hard, and it's not that complicated for you to know. So that's why they only have three. They only have three practices. But corridor and profiles, please do it in your in your what's that the cautions, because you may probably learn more when you're doing the practice. Okay, and that's all I need to say today. The rest of time you'll be doing the practice because lots of practice to do. This is my last lecture for for no like for good. Okay, so that means you may probably need to do as much as practice you can here, or ask me questions, and then I'll answer all the questions, and then feel free to test me or email me, all right, before 20th of April. Otherwise, I don't have the email anymore. Okay, because I probably you cannot finish all the practice today, but feel free to text me or email me about questions. Okay, all good, all good. The rest of the time, try to do the practice, please. Practice. Try to do the practice 7 to 9, 7A to 9C. I kind of 14 practices. Okay. Yes, go on. Yes. Go to the blackboard. You can see this one. Go to the blackboard session 6 and 9. You have this 7, 8, 9, which is those. It's really detailed. You can see like lots of things and then answer the questions as well. Question. Yes, please. So basically, this is not the step 8. So after you put this one, you go to step 8 here. Yeah, and then they ask you to tell you what. Yeah, this is. Oh yes, yes. Okay. Now I can see here. Yeah, I'm opening the. I know I started. So that's my email address and that's my phone number. Okay. Send an email to me if you have questions before 20 April, 20th of April. Otherwise, I won't be aware. This email won't be available. All right. I need to give you. Okay, this is hourly rate. That's all right. If you still have questions, you can let me know. Okay, you still have questions, let me know. Then if I still remember, then I can let you know. Okay. All right. Yes, 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 yes. Why don't you draw the profile? You want to draw the profile too? Yes. See how much you can do for the practice files. Try to do as much as you can. So in 180 is not working, so try to choose 200. Choose 200 for the same as just use 200. Yes. as well. They don't. They said don't need to save the drawing, but you still save that. Okay, save into initial and your still number and everything. All right. Which is that blue lines? The alignment, please. The blue alignment. Yep, just that one. Yes. Yes. One second, Mark. Just take a break for 15 minutes. They'll come back like 52, 55 something. Then you can continue. Just take a break. Oh, we have something to talk on now. Yes. Well, just separate. This is like true. This is true. This is true. Oh, sorry. So this is the equation. Set it up there. This is the each system. So we set it up around, we already set up the unit meter, it's the inches. So what you need to do is just type the number and make the meter. Just type number and meter. Okay. So you cannot type this you just type 60 meter, 60 meter. Enter. Yeah. Then they will just again 60 meter. Enter. They'll just enter. Just go ahead. Yeah, it will come to this. It will convert into this system. It's a 6 meter. Do the rest. Okay. Yes, please. Yes. Oh, good. Take care. Oh, good. How about just? I think she. Yeah. That's why you're tired every day. Ah. All right. Oh. Uh, Five hours. Yeah. Oh, it's a not a joke. Oh, yeah. So we're both going, right? All right, that's all right. Okay. See you outside somewhere in the industry. Thank you, thank you. All right. Take care. Probably, yeah. Small, yeah, exactly. You'll see. All good then. Yeah, right. No problem. Take care. Is that lunch? Is that what we get? Yeah, yeah, that's good. What's the chicken? That is it's a man beef. Um, it's not loss. It's not loss. It's Jason. You like that?
Kenny's on the drainage.
I think the best is called. You actually like to talk to them. That you guys got to love me. Oh, good. Yes. Well, me, it's not your guys. Oh, good. Yeah. Next meeting.
I'll send you more information.
Yeah. Yes. You're about? Oh, okay, okay. Okay, so keep this good. Yeah, that's the one. Time now, this and this one is zero, but it's not the same. So just one part here, just one part. Just zero, it's not like so we can time one part. So it's not one. Yeah. So that time will be one. Which one? Symbolize. Um, light green between note or yeah, try it. Echoes others one. So it's a little bit confused. All right. Oh, this one. Yeah, why your mouse is not why your mouse is not working. Vinny, I put all the books, pastoral books that I printed in the other classroom. Yeah, we just want to just have it and just have it. Just bring everything back to the classroom. Yes. So that was how you forget how to present. Yeah, I did. Did you change that? Did you change that? Yes. Yes. Yep. You're right. You're right. Okay. Okay. It's okay. Yes. We're always yes. Yes, madam. I said that it's not here. But it's here. Okay. Uh, because we step this one is why I said close the one. This because the step is high, which is 7. All right. So here, um, here we set up this data. This, this square of this, and then here, yes. So, all right. What is that? What is that? Okay. Yours. You mean the Australs? Yes. Split. And there's always a way to use 7. And 7 is quite complicated. If they can finish, they can finish like this. So, yeah, I think they'll finish that. No, we don't have any of that. Sort of here. Sort of here. So 6 tonight. Tonight should be okay. Tonight should be okay. Yes. So, yeah, I already go through that. Yeah, I already go through everything. So they should, like, they should know basically this. But if they do the practice, that's why I asked them to do the practice. Do the practice, they know more about that. Yeah, I already go through everything because yeah, they do the practice, they know more about what I taught. If I just taught them, they probably forget. If they do the practice themselves, they would know. Select the circle, oh, circle. Select the circle. Zoom it in, no, zoom it in. Zoom it in, see the circle at the right top corner. Yep, select that circle. No, select the circle. So zoom in more. See now, you select second circle, this, and then it comes to offset. So let's select first circle. So go, I can join Z to go back. Join Z to go back. Go back again. Hit escape first. Escape. Go ahead, Control Z, go back, and do the curve again. Just let it curve. Just let it curve again. Yep, that's right. Yep, and then set it up the parameters. Change to 250, is it? Have we changed that? Have we changed it? Change to 250. Yep, and set a circle. Top one. Yep, save it. Save it. Yes. That's it. All right, let's hit escape and just do the rest. Mm-hmm. Yes. 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 Yeah, that was. Yes. Oh, good. Now you're gonna mirror. You're gonna mirror that. Yes. So hit escape. Don't click right click mirror. Right click you don't have mirror. You're gonna type as mirror subassembly. That's what I did before. Just select those first. Select that part first. So follow the steps. Follow the step. You know which part is there. All right. Yep. Just use the quest. What's the step? No, the paper as well. Yeah, the paper as well. Select all of them. Yep. So mirror subassembly. Just type mirror. You can see mirror subassembly. Can you see that? Not mirror. Just mirror subassembly. Not mirror. Okay. Select all of them. Yeah. Just type mirror subassembly. Just type mirror. Can you see the mirror subassembly? Yes. Not this one. Sorry. That doesn't look subassembly. So select all of them. Yeah. Select all of them. Type mirror. Yeah, type mirror. Yes, please be my bit. That's all right. Yep. You can, yeah, you can close and open a new one. Yep. Save that, please. That's me. All right. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. 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 Yes. Yes. All right. Yes. Yeah. So, goodness. So I can. You didn't the news? Yeah, the news. Someone took a vaccine and then the other day he got infected. Some.
But we don't have virus.
No, we don't have. It's a white vaccine.
Yeah.
I thought the vaccine is not that effective to like 100%. Yeah, but taking vaccine is good.
Yesterday. But,
Yeah. The taking vaccine is good, but it's not 100%. You cannot just go into each other vaccine. Yeah, but most of the people don't want to take vaccines, especially kids. 65, 70 years old. Because they cannot, because the vaccine is too strong to fight. So that's why people to resist it. So, yeah, it's wrong.
but because of confidence, things
It's wrong. So, get the vaccine right now. Okay? So, just thinking of going to this one is calling session. Nothing, nothing too serious.
that's so. I don't So here, hello there. Maybe if you're online, please make sure you complete those practice exercises and also the chapter reviews. And then I'll send you some information on the theory part, especially design, geometry. So just wait for that information so that you can prepare for the theory and some problem solving. So that's it. Take care. God bless. Have a great day.